Oops.
Oops.
You did kill Cholt, that's true.
Who's that?
The rabbit paladin.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
No,
we did
Cholt
knock.
was the dragon. Cholt's the green
Oh,
dragon.
well, we killed both of them.
Yeah, you guys killed Galvan, who is the rabbit, the little bunny.
Yep.
No.
So yes, in the last, so Hampy, to kind of catch you up, your last
Wait a minute.
session, the one that you left, you
Oh, I
guys,
forgot you weren't there.
you guys were told that that it was kind of figured out where Galvan was and where Cholt was. They were at a place called Zonthal's Tower. So you guys went
The
to
dream dragon mask.
Yes, the green dragon mask. Yes. So you guys went to Zonthal's Tower, knowing that the mask was there, and so you went through. There was like a magical maze out front of it. So you went through the magical maze, got through it. You went into Zonthal's Tower. You found the green dragon mask. The guy who told you he had it ended up being dead. As you were taking the dragon mask out of Zonthal's Tower, you were attacked by Galvan and Cholt. You know Galvan as the green worm speaker, and then Cholt is his dragon. It was a pretty good fight. If I remember correctly, Gunnar ended up riding Cholt up like 100 feet in the air, and everyone had to chase up over him. And then Dobby ended up finally getting a stunning strike on Cholt and dropping him to his death. And Galvan was on there as well. And you guys look, and I think Galvan was. I don't know if Galvan was dead when you got there, but you ended up finding him dead.
Well, we tried to revive him, but you said in the time it took us to decide we were reviving him, the spell didn't work anymore.
Because you have 1 minute to revive him, and you guys sat there deciding whether or not to tie him up beforehand. And so the time that it took you guys to talk about reviving him, the ability to revivify him had passed. I did roll a dice to see how long it took you guys, and it ended up being too long, to kind of keep things fair. But all that brings us into the present, and so as you guys are kind of like walking kind of back to the ship, you hear in the distance, kind of where Galvan and Cholt were, you kind of hear like a bloody like
What? From one of them?
You can roll a perception check, or you can go
Yeah. Yeah, let me check.
as you kind of go back to where they are, you find that Galvan is actually not fully dead.
Oh man.
You find him; he's very bloodied. He is basically dead on the ground. He's like just laying there motionless, but you kind of hear him coughing, and through the coughing, you kind of hear a a little.
What's so funny?
Are all of you guys back there? All four of you?
I lean over him with one of my superior health potions, like ready to pour it, and I'm like, "What's so funny?"
He kind of goes like, "Whether you revive me now or not, I'm a dead man." But
What if you help us?
You guys are dumber than you look, aren't you?
You could help us.
Help you how?
You don't have to want to bring Tiamat back. We need to stop it. That's a big bad idea. You have to know that deep down.
He kind of looks and he kind of goes, "Matt's coming back. That's not in the question. He's coming back."
I give him a little taste.
He kind of, the coughing goes away and he looks at you and he goes, "How much time do you guys think you spent here?"
Um, too much.
He goes, "Who told you to come here?"
God, who did tell us to come there?
If you remember, it was you guys had gotten a note at the Council of Waterdeep from a sender, from a guy named Iskander, who told you to come to Zonthal's Tower. That he had the mask, and that you guys should get there quick.
Iskander told us to come.
He goes, Iskander. That kid's an idiot. He fell right into our plans. We needed you to get out of the council for a little bit.
What's
no.
happening at the council?
Why don't you go back and look?
All right, well, you're coming with us. Tie him up, Gunnar.
Gunnar gives a little salute.
You tie him up. You guys still have the green dragon mask. So you tie him up, and you have the real and the fake dragon mask. So Happy the one that you found in Zonthal's tower ended up being a fake, and then Galvan had the real one. So then you guys actually have both now.
Alright.
So you bring him into the castle. You see Blag as you walk in, and he kind of looks at you guys and he goes, "Got quite a commotion down there. What? Who's this?"
Just killed another dragon, buddy. This is. Do you have a wheel? We can put him in a cage. You can keep him on the castle if you want.
He's like, "I can throw him in a room. I do whatever you need me to do. I don't really care."
Yeah, if you don't mind at least watching him till we get him to the council. He's a bad guy, actually.
Yeah. So he kind of takes him off, throws him in a room, and kind of looks at you guys and he's, "All right, what's the plan?"
Well, it sounds like we might have been duped, so I think we need to go back to the council. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like we gotta get there as quick as we can.
Yeah, we have a potentially major fuck up on our hands, Black.
He kind of goes, "All right, we could if you want to get there extra quick, we can. We can kind of kick the ship into overdrive. Only thing is that it takes it out of invisibility, so it'd probably cut the trip into about a fourth of the time if we took it off of invisibility. But if not, it'll probably take about 4 to 6 hours if we leave it invisible."
So it'll be potentially only 1 hour otherwise?
It'd be about an hour, yeah.
God.
I think we'll take that chance.
Yeah, I think we have
Yeah.
to, even though it seems like we're being... Could be.
Cool. So he kind of goes up to the tower. He kind of looks up at the
Hey,
tower.
can you kick it down when we're about 10 minutes out, though, and put it back on?
10 minutes out. I can do that. Yep, no problem. So he looks up at the tower, and you guys kind of feel the ship vibrate a little bit more than you have in the past. There's always been kind of a whirring going on, but you feel the ship kind of kick on. And you don't notice any difference because once you're on the ship, then it looks visible. Everything looks normal. It's just from the outside that it looks invisible. So you guys kind of you feel the ship. You feel like a certain amount of motion and inertia start up as you kind of get going. And you guys, you guys can technically take a short rest. I think you're all fully healed since you leveled up. But like you have like an hour. And so if you guys want to hang out and chat, you can. If you want to like look around out, like you guys, as you're looking around, you can kind of see the world around you through little gaps in the ice wall and out the front door and stuff. And you can tell that you're going pretty fast.
Hell yeah.
Can I make a quick potion? Do I have time?
You can make one potion, but you have to roll a d4 to see what kind you make. I think there should still be the dice. And I will say, Hampy, I've never done this in the past. I'm gonna say like take like 10 gold out just to like basically pay for the materials that you have to use to actually.
Oh, we're doing that now.
Yeah, I mean it's something that I probably should have been doing the whole time.
You're right. You're right. Where are the dice here?
If you see the chat on the right side of your screen, there's little dice right below the chat. You should be able to do it with.
So D4.
Yeah. Cool. So you make a greater healing potion, I think is what it is. And so yeah, just take out like 10 gold and you're good.
Is Blag like... having to man the ship, or do we have Dobby doing that?
The ship is actually flying itself, so that's something it's been
Oh
able to do
yeah,
the whole
I forgot.
time. Yeah,
His dead wife.
his dead wife. Yeah, his flying
Um,
ship. So you guys are all technically still like in that main entrance area, kind of right when you walk in, or if you want to go chill in one of the rooms, you're welcome to. But
I want to increase my relationship with Blag and ask him if he wants to play a game of stones or maybe liar's dice.
okay, all right. Blag kind of looks at you and he goes, yeah, I'd be. Daggelt and I have been playing quite a bit of liar's dice. So if you want to
Fuck
play,
that guy. He can't come.
well, no, I'm just saying that we've been
Okay,
spending
okay.
a lot of time doing that. So if you
Whoever you want to hang out with, I know you don't have a choice, but that guy sucks.
I don't know. He's been friendly to me. Kind of
Well.
nice guy.
Trust your opinion pretty deeply, so maybe I'll give him another chance.
He goes, he's not a bad guy. He's just a guy in a bad situation. You know.
You would. I mean, you kind of see that in people, so we'll see.
Do you? I mean, do you? Is there anything mechanically that you want to come of this, or?
No, I just want to bond with Lag.
Cool. Yeah, you spend the next hour kind of playing. Hampy, I could throw a potion into your thing if you want me to.
Thanks.
Yeah. You guys spend the next hour just kind of like chit chatting. You get to know Blag a little bit more. He's kind of a he's kind of an older cloud giant. He's been around for a couple hundred years. Has quite a big hatred for dragons. The dragons kind of strong-armed him into using his fortress and stuff like that. And you kind of get to know that there's like kind of a history between giants and dragons in general. You find out that Blag had a couple brothers and sisters, and there was kind of a war that they had to fight in, and he lost a couple of them, thus deepening the hatred between dragons and giants. So yeah, he's kind of happy that you guys are kind of feeling like his siblings at this point. So he's very happy to have guys like you on board, and even if you kind of bring like a couple miscreants and stuff like that, bring a little danger his way, he's not scared of it, and so he's happy, and he likes that you're spending time with him as a person and not just as kind of a utility.
I don't want him to think he's just our chauffeur. I like the guy.
All right, Hampy, that should be in your thing in just a second. There you go. Okay.
Gracias.
That's in your inventory now. Cool. Yeah, so you guys cook. After a couple games of Liar's Dice, you and Blag are kind of laughing. Anyone else want to do anything? Just kind of hang. Cool. Yeah, you guys. After a little bit, he goes, "Oh, hold on. I have to kick the invisibility back on." And so he.
Good idea.
He kind of gets up and walks out to go do that. As you kind of get up and start to walk out, you kind of hear Daggelt from his room. You kind of hear him go, "Holy shit!"
What's going on, Daggle?
he kind of looks and he goes, "I think you guys are gonna want to look out. Look out! What's going on?" And
The Oak Tower.
I look out.
what you see is Waterdeep. As you're coming in, you can kind of like you're overseeing it. You're kind of coming in from like the kind of the west. You're kind of coming east into it, or east coming into the west side of it. And you can see that like there are quite a few fires lit up around the place, and you can kind of tell that where the council is kind of centered. You can tell that there's more fires around that area, and you can't hear any like screaming or anything like that, but like if you look closely, you can see people kind of running and stuff like that. And so Blag kind of like he kind of looks at you and he goes that doesn't look good. I'll get you guys close and drop you in.
All right. Suit up.
And he goes, he kind of flies you in, gets you as close as he can. He drops you like a couple blocks away, just because there's a couple taller towers and stuff like that. And so you guys are able to get close enough where you can land. And so you kind of jump off the ship. Yeah.
Hey, Blag. Before we jump off, this thing doesn't have any like water reservoirs or anything like that you
Now
could.
we're thinking.
He kind of looks and he goes, "We don't really have any water on the ship, but the ship is made of water. So if I fly it kind of close, I might be able to actually melt off some of the ship onto the fires. Basically, melt the ship, put the fire out, and then it'll stop melting. There's hundreds of feet of ice underneath us, so it's not like it's a huge, deal
Right.
if we
Okay.
but
Well,
not-
I'll let you use your best judgment with that.
He goes, "You guys go do your thing, and I'll try and take care of this. I don't know what the integrity of the ship would be, with the invisibility if we were to melt some of it off, but I can try and play with it. And if anything happens, I'll get it out of here and try to get it hidden away as much as possible."
Sounds good.
I like slap him on however high up his arm I can get, and I just look deep in his eyes and nod and walk away.
You slap him like on the just above his knee.
Okay.
That's how high you can reach.
All right. I was gonna say shoulder, and then I was like, yeah, I probably can't get that.
Gunner slaps his ankle.
He like looks down at you and smiles, and then he goes, "All right, go see what's going on." Cool. So you guys jump down. You just kind of see some screaming. You kind of see some people running around. And there's, like I said, there's a couple fires popping up. And after you run in, get a couple blocks in, you get to the council chambers. You go in the building, go down the stairs to get to them, and you guys are at the front entrance.
Ooh. All right.
Hold on
I
one
wanna-
second.
I'm gonna be kind of sneaky here.
Okay, you be kind of sneaky. I did pause it for a second. I'm just gonna put some ambient noise in, just to have some ambient noise. I did not add any music to this yet, so I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna be popular.
Okay. Cool. So you guys.
Fuck.
There we go. Okay, so yeah, you guys bust in, go downstairs. You can see that the place upstairs is in shambles, and you run down to the chambers.
I think I might have to go get Ozzy. Usually never wakes up.
Hi, baby. We can pause for a minute.
Yeah, he's pissed. Fuck. I'll try to be quick.
Zach, I
Kids
think.
these days.
What?
Kids these days.
Oh man, tell me about it. I think my kids are just upstairs watching tablet. Absolutely mindless. I put him to bed at like 7:40. Just like go hang out. Both of them don't have school tomorrow. Like we have
they're
no
good.
plans all day tomorrow. So it's like if I can keep them up till 11 o'clock frying their brains, then they just sleep in tomorrow. Like hell yeah.
That's a win.
Hell yeah. I'm parent of the year, dude. Dad of the year. Dad of the decade, if you ask me. Oh man.
Huxley's close. He's like kind of starting to want to roll over,
Oh yeah.
and the thing that's helping him is our giant projector screen. Every time he looks at it, he's just like trying
Just
to
like
get
naturally
close to
starts,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's fun. It's fun when they get mobile. It's a whole different.
That's a whole new ball game.
Oh man. Are any of you guys doing anything for Thanksgiving?
Iowa Falls and Marshalltown.
Nice. Same day.
No, we're splitting it up. So we're doing Marshall. My parents are coming up on Thursday.
Nice.
Marshalltown on Friday. Iowa Falls on Saturday.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So
Hell
Where are
yes.
your parents at now, Happy?
Iowa Falls still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my in-laws are in Marshalltown.
Gotcha.
Are you guys going back?
We are. We're going back. Probably. I want to go back tomorrow, whether we go to the movie or not. I want to go back just because it's easier to. If we get there at night, then we can kind of get settled in and stuff, and then we wake up in the place we're supposed to be instead of having to like wake up Thursday morning because we're having Thanksgiving with my family for lunch, and so we'll be there. We'll go to my grandparents at like 11:30 or noon, and then we're having dinner with Britt's family. So if we can get there early, then we don't have to leave at like 10. You know,
Right.
With everything, it'd be just a little easier for us. That'd be ideal. And then I think we might be staying like through Sunday because we're gonna be. Because then Friday we can kind of take it easy. Saturday I'll be with Zach, and then they can just kind of hang out back in Iowa Falls. It's like way shorter of a drive from Iowa Falls than it is from Cedar Falls. So it'd be nice to just be able to pop down there quick and then pop back up at the end of the day and then head back Sunday at some point.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Are you doing another video thing for the roads?
Yeah, so Saturday they're doing a roast of Big Brett. Big Brett is Zach's dad. And so they're doing a roast for him, and so I'm supplying the AV for it. So I've got speakers and an audio board and a couple microphones, and then I'm gonna bring I think 4 cameras and basically record the whole thing and then edit it. And
that sounds awesome.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be a cool day.
4 cameras, huh?
I think so. That's kind of what I was thinking. I probably could go a little bit more simple, maybe like 3, but I want to do a close-up of Brett. I want to do a wide shot, and then I want to do a close-up of the speaker. And then potentially have a 4th camera for backup or whatever, but
Yeah. Get some audience reaction.
oh yeah, have one. I'm going to have one pointed just at like Clay or something the whole time. Just like it's going to cut to just him laughing every single time.
Just like super awkward. Like when a joke totally bombs.
Yeah,
But it's like,
go to his face. It's gonna be comedy gold, dude. But yeah, so yeah, if I did want to do an audience reaction, which I wouldn't be a bad idea, then I would need that 4th, and then go from there. Do a 4K shot on that and be able to pop in if I need to.
yeah.
Yep. Be fun. I'm behind on editing though. I've started on the pheasant hunting video, but I haven't finished it yet. So I'm still working on that.
What about the deer hanger?
I haven't really touched that if I'm being honest. I figure when I go back out, I might do it actually on Saturday. Get like a couple shots of the finished product since there's nobody going to be there when I first get there. And then get a couple finished shots of that and everything. And then I'll come back in December.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that on Saturday because we talked about you coming back. I think for opening day of deer season, which would be the 7th.
December 7th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we went over the exact date, but
I don't know if we did, but that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
That could be just fine. Do you want me to like go hunt with someone, or do you want me to just kind of be there at the end to get something on the rack?
I mean, that's up to you, but it could be fun to have you in on a hunt. Obviously, it's no guarantee that you'd get something, but
I'm not opposed to it. It would be like probably a little bit more expensive. Like that would definitely cut into like the time that I would be there if I was just hanging out for,
for sure
6 or 7 hours in the morning or whatever. But you could play it by ear.
I mean, it could potentially be, and we could talk about it on Saturday because Jimmy will be there.
Cool.
But like there's a pretty good chance that Jimmy could shoot something if we set him up in the right spot. Like I'd say there's like a 75% chance
Yeah.
he could get something. There's a couple of spots that just have such a high percentage of seeing deer.
Sure.
And so if we were like wanted to try to give ourselves the best shot to do that, like potentially, having you sit with him in like an enclosed blind at the end of the day, so that would be like he'd probably go into the blind at like 2:30 ish, and then usually sunsets like 5 ish, so it's really only a couple hours you'd be in the blind.
Okay. Yeah, that could be easy enough.
So I don't know, but we'll see what he wants to do, I guess. But that
Cool.
could be something. But otherwise, yeah, they alternatively just having you there at the very end too.
Yeah. And if I'm gonna be there to get stuff, what it kind of is on the rack, then it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get me there when they're hunting. But again, that's
Yeah,
kind of
because
up to you guys.
potentially it's only a couple hours more of your time. But
Yeah.
sorry, how do I change
You gotta be able to mute that.
one of my Discord channels is going crazy, and it's like you guys probably can't hear it, but
we can't hear it. But if you can hear it, that's pretty annoying. So, if you like, I think if you right click on the channel itself, like on the left side, I think there's.
Okay, I just turned off all notifications for Discord. I'm good.
Good Lord.
Ellen's losing it.
I'm losing it.
Dude, Discord notifications are the worst.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when there's like a conversation going on, it's like two people going back and forth for a little bit. It's like a war zone in there. It's tough to listen to.
Tony, do you want a drone?
Do I want a drone or do I want a drum?
Drone.
Yes.
Want to borrow mine?
I mean, if you'd let me, I will. That would
You've flown before, right?
I have flown before. Yeah, I've flown. I flew this thing. Well, you can't see it. It's in this pile. But like, I flew that, which has absolutely no sensors on it, and did pretty well until it ran into my car. But I've flown my dad's, which I think is a Mavic 3 or something like that, and flew that with no problems.
Yeah, if you want mine, let me know.
Cool. I may take you up on that because I'd like to get a couple drone shots this year of the property and stuff to put in the video too. So be kind of rad.
Mine, it should be the same, but I have like the actual like tablet controller.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. My
one of
dad
our
had
smart
that too.
controllers.
Yeah, which was way nice. I had to. So when I
Dude,
flew,
it's so nice.
when I flew the Phantom, it's old enough that like it's hard. I can't get a device to like sync with it, so it takes like the old DJI Go software.
It's so stupid because the Phantoms like have their own app, and it's the clunkiest, dumbest thing.
Yeah.
It's
So I flew the Phantom like fully blind from the ground, which was not a great idea. But like I flew it up to height and like sent it out and sent it back and everything, and it was pretty sketchy, and it was at dusk, and it was like it was not a great idea, but I did do it, and it was fun. But yes, having eyes on it would be, or having eyes on like truly on the device itself would be incredible.
What drone do you have, Pampy?
I have an Air 2S.
Which is
It's that DJI little guy. But that's what he used last year for the pheasant hunt, and it looked awesome.
So Joe, he bought a buck a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and he called Tommy, which you guys met.
Mhm.
He was pheasant hunting with us. And Tommy, and maybe you remember Tony,
Yeah.
but Tommy, he runs cattle, and so he has a drone that has thermal
Okay.
on
Oh,
it.
he's got one of the big like matrix stuff.
So it he has it because, you know, a lot of times the cattle will like you'll lose one, right?
Mhm.
And so he got that drone because, you know, he can if it's out in a field or
Yeah.
out in corn or something, like he can find it, right?
Right.
So Joe called him to say, hey, you know, I bowed this buck. I don't know where he is. You know, it's dark, obviously. Um, can you come over? So he came over and, you know, took the drone up and like in like 5 minutes found this deer
Yeah.
laying in the middle of this creek, you know, probably 100 yards from where Joe shot it. But it's like that's you know, and then he went it it's in the creek and there's like it's timber.
Yeah.
So he like went down through the trees and like, you know, he's probably like, I don't know, 20 feet off the ground, and the deer's just kind of like, you know, oblivious. And he took a picture of it, and then he, you know, came back, and it's like that's that's insane. I
I
don't
was
know.
like I was like thinking about that this year when we were out doing everything. Like when we couldn't find those the one run that we did where we couldn't find like four
Yeah.
pheasants. I was like, if we had a thermal cam right now, that would be a game changer because I think you could just look through stuff and just see if like you just be able to see a body temperature and then
Instantly, yeah.
yeah. So I was like thinking. So it's very funny that I'm glad that it worked because kind of put my hypothesis kind of confirmed it. But
Yeah, so he
He's
had
he is
Tommy has
the
he has an Autel Evo 2 Duo. I don't know if you've ever heard of that brand.
oh he's got an Autel.
Autel, there you go.
Oh man,
Which I was looking at them. They're like, you know,
that thing's kind of legit.
several $1,000s. Yeah, I mean, I think the one he said has is like $5,000 or something. Like,
tell him to sell it and get a DJI M30.
DJI M30. Is that thermal?
Yeah, it should be.
The Matrix 30.
Yeah,
That thing is way more expensive.
it's so much better.
That thing is like 60. It's $7,000.
Jeez.
Dude, Autel stuff, it's so clunky.
Dude, it looks like there are so many cameras on that thing. Holy moly!
Oh yeah, it's basically like a first responder public safety drone.
Oh yeah, that is
Okay.
that is rad as hell.
Welcome back.
I'm here.
Dude, the Autel does look kind of cheap, but it is very expensive, and I bet it is sick as hell.
Talking
That's the one
drones.
thing Autel does. Like they don't do consumer drones anymore.
Yeah,
Like they're all about like the bigger, higher end stuff. But their OS is so clunky and it's just a mess.
I mean, if you have it looks like, dude, the little controller for it just looks like
Yeah,
an amber neck.
that's what he said. He got the controller,
Yeah,
the tap controller, and he really likes it.
wild, dude. Yeah, that would have been. I know that he and Joe were talking about it that day too. They were talking about how Tommy has a drone and stuff. So I'm guessing that's how he kind of got turned on to it. But yeah, it would have been sweet to have that thing like after you do a run, just like do a pass over with the drone and just be like, oh, there's a pheasant right there or whatever.
Yeah, you would just never.
You never
I,
lose one.
honestly, you probably picked up on how obsessed Blake is with pheasant hunting.
Yeah.
Like it like hurts his soul to like lose a bird. Like
Ugh.
It'd probably be pretty easy to talk him into getting one of those, you know.
Oh yeah, dude. I think one of the proudest moments of that day was I found one of his birds. Found that he dropped. I was like, that warm in the heart here.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
felt pretty good.
Oh, did you find it with the drone?
No,
There was-
So I had my camera, and they dropped one in like a plot of something, and everyone was out looking for it, and I was like, I think I know where that's at. So I like went in there and like actually found it, and I was like, Blake, it's
Nice.
right here. He's like, you're pretty good. I'm like, yeah. Thanks, man. Freaking had a tear go down my eye.
Didn't hire me for nothing.
God, what a day. All right, you ready to get back into it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you guys head down. You guys are at the entrance to the council chambers.
Is there commotion going on through the doors? Can we hear or?
It sounds pretty quiet on the inside.
Okay.
Okay.
So Gunnar just opens the door then.
Okay, perfect. So you guys push both doors open, and you look in, and you see like piles of bodies.
Oh.
So you see, like they're not on here, but you see like dozens of people like in purple and black cloaks and of different species, of different ages, of that kind of like different genders, all that stuff, just like in piles all around. And you see in the chambers, you see a couple people that you vaguely recognize. So I don't know if you guys can see them, but like right here, right ping. It's been so long. Okay, I don't remember how to ping, but like, yeah, Gall, you're looking at one.
See one right there.
Yeah. You guys see that there are a few members of the council on the ground with like bodies piled around them. So you walked past one when you walked in, that you recognize as the High Mage Taryn Hornblade. You see here. I think you guys probably see my mouse. You see here. You see Macath the Crimson, the young woman that you rescued from that ice village a long time ago that had been sitting in on the council. You see over here, you see a pile of bones that you recognize as older Raven Guard, kind of bloodied and on the ground.
Are they dead or just surrounded by bodies?
They are dead. So
Oh, okay.
if you go and you can check. You go and check their pulses, and you notice they're dead. But around each of them, there are like 20 to 25 bodies piled up. So you kind of gather that this was kind of like a mass. So like they knew that they could attack, and they had come in by like there's like an army of them, and they fought off as best as they could, but they clearly people, there were casualties in this.
Is there anyone alive, or are they all dead?
Great question. So
I'm seeing Lady Lariel's picture.
So yes, you kind of hear from around the corner. You kind of hear, hello. So there is a so the council chambers, how it works is they're all sitting up on a small platform. So you can you don't see her at this time, but you can kind of hear her.
I vault up over the desk.
So you make your way up over the desk, and you find Lady Lariel. She's on the ground, and she's really bloodied. She's got an arrow sticking out of her chest or out of her shoulder, and a couple of them's kind of sticking out of her. And she kind of looks up at you, and she goes, "I think we were duped."
Yeah, I think so too. What happened? Also, how does this work? Okay, I would know stitching. Can I remove the arrow safely and stitch it up and give her a potion? Is that something
Great question. So right now she is sitting at 3 HP. I'm going to say I will let you roll a medicine check. If you roll a 4 or lower on the die as you're trying to pull out those arrows, you accidentally catch something and she bleeds out and starts to die. If you roll,
What if I heal her first and then do it?
technically you could do that, yeah.
Okay.
But if you're like trying to actively pull them out, are you proficient with medicine and everything?
I don't know. I
Let me
thought I
look.
had decent medicine, but I can't remember now.
You have a +5, but you're not proficient in it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say same thing.
Guidance.
If you if you start to heal her, or if you heal her and then do it, then she'll start to like lose HP as she starts bleeding out, type of thing.
Well, there's seemingly no one around to help right now.
Yeah.
Is anyone else proficient in?
But she's also not dying actively. She is just like she's just on the ground. very hurt.
I have a +7 in medicine.
I'm -1, so you guys.
You want to
go
try
for
and
it.
remove this, and I'll stitch it up using my
Happy-
survival skills.
Happy, Rufus is proficient in medicine.
Okay.
So yeah, you jump up there and you roll.
I'm trying to do more of this and how do you get to your oh there we go.
Cool. And if you don't want to open, awesome. Sweet. So yeah, you're able to you quickly get the arrows out of her. Gaul is able to kind of get those stitched up. They're pretty small, so he stitches them up quickly. And then you want to give her a potion.
Yeah.
If you want to save your potions, I can just cast the spell instead.
That works.
Cool. So yeah, if you want to target her and then cast cure whatever you're gonna cast, then go for it. There you go. So yeah, you're targeting her. Perfect.
Oh.
You heal her for 3 HP. She kind of looks at you and smiles, and she goes, "Thank you, dear boy. Don't waste too many of your spells and your potions on me. I'll get to healers when I can. We need to focus on the moment at hand." She says, "I'm not sure how, but I think maybe Verum and Nirnvain got in contact with Severin."
I pop
Yeah,
into
okay.
I pop into Rufus and Gunnar's minds, and I'm like, how sure are we that she's not involved?
Yeah, that's a good point. Gunnar asks, "Are they gone now?"
She looks and she says, "Yes, in the commotion, we were all here chatting and discussing matters at hand when in burst maybe 50 to 75 cult members. In the commotion, we watched as they went out the side door at Verum's command to go grab Nier and Vane, and as we were being taken down, I watched as Verum and Nier and Vane were taken by the cult. Whether they were working with them or being taken prisoner by them, I cannot say, but they were taken. It did not look like they were being taken by force, though.
How do you think 50 cultists got past all the guards and got in here?
She kind of she says, we are a modest group. Maybe it was our hubris. Maybe it was sheer luck. We have never been heavily guarded. We've always thought the city has guarded us enough with its sheer size, but they were able to get in. I believe there might have been a dragon or two outside. I think that likely Severin and one of his right-hand men, Wrath Modar, helped to sneak them in or what have you, but they were able to get in. That I cannot say for certain. We were just down here, and I've been here ever since. This was not too terribly long ago.
Is anybody else still alive, or?
She kind of like is able to kind of push up and look over, and she looks down at the floor, and she kind of looks at everyone. She looks at Alder and Conrad over on the side, and Macath, and you kind of see as she hangs her head, and she says, "I can't say for certain if anyone is alive or not, but I do know that this was nearly everyone here. Onthar was here this morning, but he had taken leave for a little bit, but I'm not sure what for, so I have not seen him. And we've not heard from Dagult after whatever had gone on there. So I'm not certain, but I think everyone that was here seems to have passed. She says, I'm guessing that they probably thought that they had killed me as well, as I dropped as soon as I was struck by the arrows, and they never came to check on me.
Do I still have a connection with Gaul in my mind, or is that something only he can initiate?
He has to initiate it, but you can like make a gesture however you want.
I look over and I give him an old tap on my noggin.
Like, what's up?
Who among the dead do you think would be able to either corroborate or not corroborate her story? Who do you trust among the dead?
Is what's his name in there who helped me with building all my armor and weapons?
Yeah, so Conrad is in here. He's over in this area.
Okay, I think I trust him more than anyone. I don't have enough of a basis for anyone else, but
I walk over to Conrad's body and I cast Resurrection.
Okay, perfect. So he...
Gunnar wants to know if there's any sense of dishonesty from...
Yeah, you can roll an insight check if you want.
Okay.
can I do that too?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, everyone is welcome to. I can have Dobby do it too if you want. Come on in here, Dobby.
Abu Dhabi.
Whoa, here they come.
Oh shoot! I did it in the wrong thing.
Oh,
Did it come through?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Cool, yeah, so you, I don't know, can you guys see that? I don't know how it all worked out.
I don't know what that
No.
was.
Did mine come through?
Yeah, I'm seeing everyone's. So that's one of the private ones, I think, that only I can see. But you guys are kind of, from what you can tell that she's shaken up. But you can tell from her side of the story, it seems like she's not it doesn't seem like she's like lying outright or being deceitful about anything, from what you guys can gather.
She could just be telling us the truth, minus the part that no one's asked her if she was involved yet.
As you kind of are, she kind of gets that there's like kind of a hush in the room, and she goes, "You're probably thinking it's strange that I'm alive while everyone else is dead, and our
Little bit.
prisoners are missing." She says that's a fair assumption to make. She says, "I want to assure you that my heart breaks at what I have heard upstairs happening, and what has seemingly gone on through the city. And my friends are dead, and the people that I swore to keep here to protect the world against the cult are gone." She says, "I assure you that I am not involved, and this is a catastrophic failure on my end. From a leadership standpoint, I have failed." And
Can
I
we
like-
do insight on that?
yeah, go for it.
Damn it.
Cool. You kind of you don't feel like she is lying to you.
Okay.
Good enough for me.
Yeah. Well.
She says, I will be leading the best that I can through this catastrophe, and then I will be stepping down as the Lady of Waterdeep.
In the meantime,
Because of this.
Is there gonna be an election?
She kind of looks at you and smiles, and she says, "That's a man of democracy. There will be an election. We will get the best people here."
so while this is happening, I know what Rufus is doing, and as soon as I know that he's conscious again, I pop into what's his name's head, and I'm like, "Don't get up. Something terrible's happened here. We need your help to figure out what happened."
So Rufus, you're resurrecting Conrad.
Let's do it.
Okay, perfect. So he
Do it
is,
sneaky.
I'm gonna say you can't do it too sneaky because you are the resurrection spell is not necessarily a sneaky one. I think it. Let me look here just to make sure. Because I think you have to use verbal and somatic components. So like he's talking, he's gesturing his hands and stuff. I can roll a perception check on Lariel's point end to see if she notices it.
Gunnar, while this is going on, Gunnar kind of like carries her into this back room because he thinks that there might be some, medicine and stuff for her. So he's trying to tend to her wounds and
So
such.
nice.
Right.
Okay, so are you going into this back room? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you
So
guys,
nice.
you drag her out. There's not much room back there. It's just kind of a hallway. As you're kind of dragging her, she goes, "What are you doing?" And then as you explain yourself, she goes, "Take me off to the side. There's medicine in this chamber," and she takes you off this way. She kind
Okay,
of guides you
perfect.
this way into a room,
Okay.
and then you guys do that. So now I won't roll an insight because now there's no need to because she's not in the room. So you guys, you feel as Conrad kind of, you feel as the breath kind of comes in. Hampy, I will need you to take 1,000 gold out of your inventory because the resurrection spell costs 1,000 gold worth of materials. That's a big one. So Conrad kind of comes back in, kind of breathes, and he kind of looks around. He grabs his axe and kind of like sits up, ready to go.
I say, "Conrad, it's us. Peace. Be with you. We need help to figure out what happened here."
He kind of looks, and he looks at you and gets his axe up and then kind of puts it down, and then you just see as he starts weeping, and he goes.
And I also say, "I'm so sorry we did this to you. Can't be easy."
He
I
looks
didn't realize now.
he looks and he goes, "Don't blame yourself at all. You didn't know this was gonna happen. It was horrible. They came in mass, and we fought them off as best as we could. I watched as Terranhorn. I watched as High Mage Terran Power Word killed 25 of them, and they just kept coming. Whatever Severin's doing, he's got an army, and he used it today. This was a move. He broke out his queen in this chess game.
Do you think there's any possibility Lady Lariel could have been involved? She's the only one that was left alive.
He looks and he says, "I'll die again before I say Lady Lariel has done anything wrong."
That's all we need. Okay.
Yeah, he kind of sits there, he kind of catches his breath, and he goes, "Is anyone... Lady Lariel is the only one left?"
Yes,
He
yeah.
took a couple arrows, but
He says, he says, "Peace to the lady, and may everyone else find the other side easy enough."
Rufus, in theory, how many times can you do resurrect if you have the money?
let me sleep for 8 hours and 1,000 gold, and I can do it again.
Oh, you can only do it once? Damn.
Pretty wiped out.
I think is the resurrection spell. It's not within a minute, is it? It's yeah, it's been dead for no longer than a century. So technically, you could, over the course of days, you could resurrect everyone, but as long as you have the money to do it. But
That's against the laws of nature.
It ain't right. Yeah, we may have just ruined what's his name's life even more. I didn't really think of that before we brought him back.
It's fine.
yeah,
Okay.
he does look a little shocked, but he's stable and everything like that. You know, the wounds on him have kind of congealed since then and stuff, and so he's able to continue living and stuff.
I tell him, is there anyone in the Citadel that may still be alive that you know can perform resurrection to get the council members back, whoever you think is worthy of that, if you had the money?
He goes, let me look really quick.
Because I'm thinking, aside from trying to give 15,000 gold back to random citizens, this may be the best way to repurpose that stolen money.
This is just putting it back into the economy. He says, there is the I believe there's the Church of Selune, and possibly the Church of Bahamut might have priests that could perform the rituals. They don't have the coin at the moment, so that would have to be funded by you. But once whatever is going on right now comes to a close, if that's something you would want to do, that would be an option.
I like I take the gold in whatever bags. That's got to be a lot of gold, right?
15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, I think that the only people who are dead in here there are 4 people dead in here.
Okay.
What that means out in the world, we don't know. But there are 4 people that have died in here. That was all that was in the chambers at the time. And then Varum was in here, but he's gone. And then Nirenvain, but he seems to be gone. And then there's probably like 10 guards around as well, kind of posted throughout. So like as Gunnar and Lady Lariel go, they kind of walk by the prison cell that Nirenvain was in, and you find the 2 guards that were there guarding Nirenvain. You find them dead on the ground. There are some down the hall from where you walked in that were dead on the ground that you didn't notice. There's a couple like at the stairs coming down that are dead and everything.
Are we able to tell, like, do they look like they died from like
Excuse me.
sword wounds or like what? Like, are we able to tell how?
The guards or the people?
Everybody. Is it like
Yeah.
magical or was it material?
There's a variety. So you can tell that like some of the people that were killed by some of the people on the council, some of the cult members were killed by traditional axe wounds and sword wounds and stuff. But you can also tell that some have like deep burns on them, and some have like their flesh is kind of shriveled up and they're laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Some have just kind of you just see piles of dust on the ground, stuff like that. So it's kind of a variety of like of deaths throughout. You see a couple like arrow wounds, puncture wounds, and you can see like from the people on the ground, the cult members and the council members alike. Like you can tell that they have weapons, and some of them don't have weapons, and you see like staffs laying around and things like that. So you can tell there's a variety of people in this battle.
Okay. I give him 10,000 gold, and I say, whoever you think is worthy of this, and would be okay with coming back from the dead.
He kind of looks at his eyes get kind of wide, and he goes, "I will speak with Lady Lariel about this, and we will form a group of who we think we will decide on who shall live and who shall die. We will play God this day."
That's all I'm asking.
He kind of hangs his head and he says, "We'll do it with a heavy heart, as not everyone will get to live."
I think the council is needed here, and I think this leaves a lot of room for deceit and treachery if we don't have good people put back on.
He kind of agrees, and he uses his axe and kind of like sets it on the ground and pushes it up and kind of goes to his feet, and he looks at you and holds his hand out and he says, "Thank you for all you've done. Please do not bear responsibility for any of this. This was not on you. This was you are not at fault here. The Cult of Dragons is at fault here."
Well, we're not done yet.
He kind of, you see a little smile come across his face, and he says, "That's what I like to hear."
All right. Well, we can tell Lady Lariel she's off the hook.
Do you want to get in? You want to get in Gunnar's head and let him know?
Yeah, I just get it. I'm like, she's cool.
Gunnar and Lady Lariel come out. You can see that Lady Lariel is actually has been. Gunnar, do you you find bandages and stuff in there? Do you actually help her, or do you just kind of get in there and just just wait?
Do what you gotta do.
Gunnar is a -1 in medicine, but he does his best. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of band-aids on her, and one of her arrow wounds is actually covered. He did his absolute. Actually, why don't you give me a medicine check? I'm not gonna just.
Oh my god.
Just automatically making you a buffoon is not fair. You could roll very high.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, not bad.
Perfect. None of that is true. Her wounds are covered just fine and patched up, and she kind of you're kind of helping her along. She kind of has her arm on your shoulder and kind of gives a weak thank you as you guys walk back in the room, and you see Conrad kind of turn to her and go incredibly solemn and kind of bow and he says, "My lady," and they kind of join up and start discussing with each other. They kind of are discussing, and they kind of point at Gaul and say, and Lady Lariel kind of turns and says, "Thank you for your donation. This will life-changing, I think, would be probably the most apt word for this, as dark as it sounds. We will go speak with the Church of Selune, and maybe if we can find a Church of Bahamut still around, we'll see if we can discuss with them about getting a couple priests in here to perform the resurrection spells, rituals."
Good. That's good. Now about the dragon masks.
She kind of looks at you concerned, and she says, "They are with the Council of Dragons. Is that correct?"
Well, we gave them. You made them give us to you. You said they'd be safe.
No, that's not true. The Council of Dragons has them.
Yeah, we turned them over. Remember?
Like when you went with Ramallah, Haven Tree,
Oh,
and you
yeah,
met
yeah.
all the dragon. Yeah, so they're
The
like
counts.
off.
I was thinking the cult. I was like, what? Yeah, the
Yeah.
counts. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, a bunch of
Gotcha.
dragons has them. So yeah, she says you guys.
I say ignore me.
She says you have the green dragon mask, but the rest, yes, are with the Council of Dragons. And I believe that they are safe. We've not heard word from anything. She says we can reach out to Romalia and find out if they're safe if you would like, but we do not have them here. They are safe.
All right,
Right.
council lady. How do we get our revenge here?
Cut to it.
as you say that, you hear very faintly like a you kind of see the ceiling shake and you hear a and it kind of dissipates and she says, well, you can start by figuring out whatever that was.
Was it the dragon horn again?
It was not the same as the dragon
Oh.
horn. Yeah, it was something different.
Okay. Can I
Uh,
do some kind of check to see where it came from, or like
whatever
the-
sound you made didn't really come
it
through.
didn't
much.
register.
Oh,
I just
okay.
saw your mouth move.
Cool. You hear a very low like something hit and then like something so big that it kind of shook the earth essentially. Like you heard the building shake. So
Coming
for-
from above.
Yeah, so one thing that we've never really discussed is that the council chambers here are literal chambers. They are actually underground of the Nether building, and so like the stair, like you've seen before, like stairs going up and stuff. Though that's just going back up to the main floor, and so you guys hear from above. You kind of see the ceiling shake. A little dust kind of falls down, and you actually physically heard something from upstairs or from above.
I probe out to see if Blag is within 150 feet.
You probe out, and a moment later, you get a response that goes, "You're gonna want to get up here."
Fuck.
And so do you guys want to? What do you guys want to do?
Let's go take a look.
Cool.
I
yeah.
feel like we should tell the two of them they might want to come with us, right? Or do you think? Or do you have somewhere? Do you guys have somewhere safe
What?
that
Yeah.
you know
What's
is safe?
what's the integrity of this building looking like?
She says, there is the upstairs is built of stone and wood. It's as sturdy as any other building.
I'd say maybe more in the downstairs type of area we got.
You want us to stay downstairs? Is that what you're saying?
I just feel like a tower's not the place right now.
She says, well, then we would be... The best choice would be likely to stay in the chambers then. We can go into a more interior building that doesn't have windows or anything like that. That might be a little bit more secure. But
Maybe they should come with us.
uh,
Just till we know what's going on.
So-
Ask Blag if we can safely get to the castle.
get to the
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
He kind of you send it out and he goes, there's something in the way. You can likely get past it, but I would not mess with it.
When you say something,
Everyone roll me a history check real quick. Is anyone from the city of Waterdeep originally, like origin?
I don't know where I made mine.
I know George's not, or Rufus.
That's not so good.
I will roll here for Davia.
Oh no!
Oh no.
That's like misinformation.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what it is.
Davi's like, it's roving dogs? I think it's all roving dogs up there. That's what's making that sound. Waterdeep's known for their dogs. I would say that Rufus, and Gooner. I would say like this is not like an unknown thing. One of the things that Waterdeep is known for is their incredibly tall, these huge, like almost godlike statues that are throughout the town. There's a history there with them, but you guys don't know what it is. But you know that like that's kind of a landmark part of Waterdeep now. Is like these massive statues that take place, like probably close to 100 feet tall, taller than any building or anything like that have just been in Waterdeep for centuries.
Are they moving, Blag?
He says there seem to be moving.
They're moving. Okay, well, hey, Lady Lariel, what do you know about big moving statues?
As you say that, her eyes kind of go wide, and she kind of looks, and she says, "The statues of Waterdeep are moving."
That's what I'm being told.
She kind of says that is impossible. That cannot be the case. She says there would have to be some incredibly powerful magic at hand to get those to move.
It seems to be really happening.
It's a wittily happening right now.
Right now. Her face kind of goes pale, and she says, "Then Severin is stronger than," or she says, "the cult is stronger than I had thought."
Mm.
Okay. Do you know what it would take to do that? Is that a known thing, or?
She says the only spell that I can think of would have to be some kind of animate object spell, but cast at a potency that we've never seen before. I would guess that it would take more than one high level spellcaster to get that to happen.
Okay.
Is that a sign that you know who is back?
She kind of looks and she says, "Are you referring to Tiamat here?"
Mm-hmm.
She says, the little bit that I know of Tiamat, I don't think Tiamat would take the time to resurrect or to animate a statue. I think Tiamat is powerful enough that she could do the damage on her own."
How big are these statues?
She says they have to be at least 100 feet tall each. She says there's one in the in the dock district that was found fallen down, and people have carved out homes in the legs of the statue.
Great sign. Huh. Huh.
Ask Blag what the statues are doing.
Yeah, what are they doing?
He says they seem to be walking slowly, and not paying much mind to the buildings or anything, but they don't seem to be attacking or doing anything like that. Seems like they're just walking and kind of standing post.
Are they walking in the same direction or towards something?
One is walking a little bit more quickly than the other, but they are. It seems that they are kind of converging in one area, but one is kind of a lot more stationary than the other. He says the easiest path for you to get to me would be kind of in the direction of the one that's standing more stationary.
God damn. Like, what do you know about magic?
he says that's something I'm not too familiar with. But what questions do you have?
Do you know of anything that could do this?
He says nothing I've seen in my life.
God, I hate to do this. Where's Daggle right now?
He says Daggold is still in his room. We were playing cards until we heard the commotion.
Well, I'm gonna trust your judgment here, buddy. I'm going in. And I pop into Daggle's mind, and I'm like, "What do you know about what's happening right now?"
He says, listen, from a fully objective standpoint, this is awesome. Now, this is, he says, what you are witnessing is history in the making. You are truly seeing something that nobody in the Forgotten Realms has ever seen before.
Yeah, I can imagine people are gonna talk about the giant 100-foot moving statues for a long time. What do you know about what's going on?
He says, I have no idea. This is, I don't. Whatever the cult is going through, again, I'm kind of adjacent to them. Whatever they're doing, this is one of the most reckless and outwardly aggressive things I have ever seen them do.
Do you know how it's being done?
Magic, probably.
Do you know anything about reanimate spells?
He says you can do animate. The only spell that I know of that could be good, that could work there, is an animate object spell. But I don't know. Again, animate object spells are for coins and chairs and maybe a human-sized statue. To do it at this level is something that is it has to be something forgotten, a forbidden spell even. I mean, it's something that again has just never been seen before.
In my knowledge of magic, would I know what it would be?
Why don't you roll me an Arcana check? And everyone is welcome to. I will say, you're like everyone can.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably should have had you guys do that at the beginning. I'll have Dobby do it too.
Okay. Oh, Gooner!
Let's go.
Oh my God.
Good.
Gooner's just been quiet the whole time,
Yeah, he's just been pondering.
if I may.
Cool. Yeah, I would say like Gooner, the dwarves have spoken, so they had to. So long time ago.
When Gunnar was just a boy.
Before, yeah, when he was just a boy. No, like millennia ago, when the dwarves were first building Mount Rakur, building their empire, they had to move mountains. I mean, they had to move hundreds of tons of mountains at a time to build into the mountain. And for a long time, they did that by, chipping away at it. But over time, they developed spells that could move, that could essentially animate large things of stone, and get them out of the way, and basically allow them to move things in straight, clean lines, and do things as they needed to. That was again millennia ago that these spells were around. And then of this is getting into some deep lore, but of what is essentially the great unweave that happened at some point. So there used to be spells beyond 9th level that were much more powerful, but there was a wizard that tried to push things too far, to the point where Mistra, the person who made the weave that makes spells, shut everything down for a little bit, and so every spell that ever existed was gone for a short time, as she had to basically hard reset everything. And after that was done, she, Mistra, the goddess of magic, like disbanded high level spells. So the highest level spell that exists now is a 9th level spell. So that's the only thing that you think this could be, is something along those lines. Like, you are familiar from dwarven history that there were spells that could do this kind of thing, but again, they have not been seen for millennia.
Gunnar, from what you know, how close did what was the range of this spell? Like, do you think this is happening close to us right now, or is this a long distance thing?
From Gunnar, from what you know that this has to be controlled somewhat closely. Like, it can't be done remotely, if that's kind of what we're thinking.
So they would be around.
Back when they did it, they did it like, back when the dwarves did it, they did it like, they had no reason to do it remotely, so they would just go in and cast the spell close up and do it. Again, this is some kind of perversion of the weave and of spell casting that it's truly uncharted territory in the world.
Boy. I am at a loss.
As you guys are kind of chatting, talking with Daggult, you hear as it seems that something has taken another step.
We should probably get out of here before we die.
I don't know how to get out of here though. Blythe, can you move to a place nearby with an open path we can get to, or are these things keeping you stationary?
He says they're moving fast enough that it would be hard for me to kind of navigate through them, but I might be able to cut pretty far south and come back up. I just need to make sure that I don't run into them. They are truly in my way with how big they are. So it's not impossible. It would just take me some time.
Okay. How long?
Probably 20 minutes or so to get it south, and I can go faster, but then again, I have to turn the invisibility off.
Yeah, not a good idea. I mean, I think that's our only option, is to try and get out of here. And we could try to sneakily move building to building further the way he's going, but
he says, Lady Lario kind of says, like, just so you know, there is, from the building we're in, there is one main entrance. There's obviously, windows and things like that if you wanted to sneak through, but there is one main entrance on the north side. That's the only entrance in or out. We wanted to kind of have it be an easy place to guard, and not have a bunch of entrances that needed to be taken care of.
that makes sense. Sucks right now. What do you guys think?
It seems like they could all possibly be going to one spot, which is a little concerning.
Yeah, Blake, where does it... Do you see anything where they're heading?
He says, so if north is, like, this way, like, if, like, north side of the city, he says, the one that is sort of to the east seems to be moving very little, and the one that is to the north is moving south and east. It seems that that's kind of where they are, kind of meeting up at.
Oh, so the one that is moving is just coming to us.
Yes, in your direction anyway.
Okay.
He says, just so you guys are aware, I was able to put out the majority of the fires before this kind of all took
You're a
place.
good man, Blake.
I don't know. Maybe we should get out of this building.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Thinking we go whatever direction they're the most not.
Blag, would it help you if we started going south in some fashion? Or or west even.
He says, if you would like, I think west would be the best option. That seems to be moving. That would be away from them. I can cut south and go around the city and make sure that I don't run into any spires or anything like that. And you guys know from the city too, like it is kind of hard to navigate ships through the city, because while these statues are moving, there are like probably 4 or 5 more of these statues throughout the city that are not moving, that are just there as the statues of Waterdeep.
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to start freaking Mission Impossible in our way.
Yeah, we tell the lady that she's probably not safe here, so she should probably come with us and head west.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. She says, yeah, if we cut through the front door, there's a little fire pit out front, and then there's alleyways that we can cut into pretty quick. That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay,
And we can make our way off to the west.
let's do that.
She says, very good. And then, Conrad kind of looks and he says, am I coming too, or am I staying? He says, it would be an honor to fight and hold them off for you if there's anyone out there that would be causing you any issues.
Just don't die again.
I don't want to leave you to die. I think you can come with us.
He kind of looks and smiles and he says, I would be happy to come. I would be happy to stay.
Well, don't worry about the second part.
Yeah, I guess we'll default to the lady, but like I don't know that there's anything here to defend anymore, is there?
Yeah.
Lady Lariel kind of looks and she says, I would be happy to go with you. I assume we are going to your ship. Is that correct?
I think
You
that's a
got it.
good game plan. Yeah.
She says, wonderful. She says, I will not abandon my city. If we can reconvene and figure out a way to defend the city, that would be great.
Yeah, that's
We
our
just need to
thought.
get on the ship. Yeah, we're not leaving.
Okay.
I don't think you're safe here is the problem.
She kind of looks and smiles and says, I think you're right. And she says, I'll lead you out. And she kind of gestures up the stairs.
Dun, 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 dun.
So you guys are there, and a few moments later, you make your way up the stairs. You kind of come up through like a back door. It's kind of a hidden stairway because it's kind of not supposed to be super known. You come out, and you're kind of just in a bar, and so you're kind of you guys are kind of standing. You see the bar is pretty well empty. There's like 2 guys that are still just drinking. They're like, not my freaking problem.
Yeah. It's the spirit.
But then Lady Lariel kind of looks and she says, she kind of goes, the door is up this way. And she kind of opens the door. And you guys can make your way out. I'll guide Rufus, or I'll guide Dobby out. There we go.
Oh.
Perfect. So you guys, it's like midday. So you guys should be able to see. You guys can see this. The sun is kind of shining. It's kind of a gloomy day, kind of like slightly overcast. But you guys look out, and you can't see it like in the game. I don't believe. Maybe you can. But like you guys look up north as you walk out the door, and you see buildings, and then you see above the buildings by quite some stature is a statue, kind of very slowly, like taking steps forward.
Scary as hell.
And then as you guys walk out the door, you also look over to your left and you see a few people dressed in dragon, the Cult of the Dragon garb, the black and purple, and at the front of that pack you see Varum the White.
God damn it! Of course we do.
And as you look at him, he looks at you, and he cuts down an alley, and everyone follows behind.
Are we chasing?
I mean, do we want to deal with them right now?
I feel like we probably should, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess from what Gunnar remembers, that somebody may be actively casting the spell of these statues, so we probably
Yeah.
need to find them. But I am
Not a
worried
bad
about
idea.
the lady following us, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, can Dobby just stay here?
Can
You want
Yeah.
Dobby to hang out here?
or even escort them west to maybe meet up with Flag.
Yeah. Send Conrad to protect her too. Can we make sure they're healed up?
Right now,
Or the-
neither of them are healed up. Right now, Lady Lariel has, I think, 5 HP, and Conrad has 1 HP.
And
What's your
Yeah.
highest healing,
Gunnar
Rufus?
bandages didn't do anything, did they?
I think the resurrection spell heals you with 1 HP. And then the cure wounds just did, I mean, it's like it's a 1d8 or something like that.
Resurrection is full hit points.
Is it? Okay, my mistake. Sorry about that. Then he has full HP.
Nice. How much can you hit her with? What's your biggest juice?
Do we want it? I'm just gonna drop her a superior healing potion. I don't want to take a spell slot in case we get in a scuffle.
Okay, perfect. So you give her a superior healing potion.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Just take it out of your inventory or whatever, and I will put it in hers. Bob.
All right, we tell Dobby to get them headed west, and we're gonna follow Varum.
Okay, perfect. She has 29 HP now, 32 HP. She's a little bit more healthy. She kind of looks at you and says, "Thank you. I think I can make it to the ship now." So Dobby starts to run with them off to the west, and you guys want to follow after Varum.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Do you guys want to do this tonight, or do you what's everyone's schedule look like? Because we can do the combat tonight. We can do it next session. It's up to you guys.
My wife would probably appreciate baby help.
We can save it.
Cool. You guys want to just try and do like next Tuesday? Is it today Tuesday?
Yes.
I think that would work for me.
Kind of see if we can get back on a schedule. My kind of hope, and this is going to be kind of far-fetched, we'll see if it can happen, is I think I might be coming to town December 29th for Austin's birthday, which I think is a Saturday, or whatever that
Yeah.
Saturday is. And then if it's possible, maybe that Sunday, we have a finale on December 30th. If everyone's available.
Really
Maybe
roll.
if we're not, then that's okay. And I kind of want to do it in person just because it'd be more fun. But that's,
I'd love to get the finale done in person.
Same.
we can look at schedules and everything like that. And the more we can play, like, I'll probably have you guys, if we get there, if we don't get there, I'll probably have you level up to like level 18 or 19, so you guys can get your boons and stuff like that. But if we don't get there story wise, then I'll probably just have you just be at that level, and we'll go from there. But yes, for now, we'll plan for next Tuesday, same time, and then hopefully Jordan could be here too. And we can all play this out.
Oh, I like that.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Rock
Yeah.
and roll.
I would love to do this in person and see that fucking Tiamat. You know, I want to see that fucking Tiamat.
It's kind of impressive, kind of
It's
terrifying.
pretty freaking cool.
Have you seen it, Hampy?
Yeah, I have.
God.
It's pretty gnarly. Yeah, I'm starting to like work on terrain and stuff for it to hopefully have that be done as much as possible. So we'll see.
Give me reason to finally paint golf.
For the one session. I like it. And I will, if we end up doing it in person, I'll probably like print off everyone's tokens and stuff like that, so that everyone has a token of their character and everything. That's it. That's the business.
Love it.
Perfect.
Cool.
Finish these notes.
Ugh. All right. I'm gonna stop the recording here.